It's been a difficult year for everyone at Rec Room, and I'm not here to rag on them like last time, or the time before. In March, Rec Room had to lay off 16% of their workforce. Then in August, they laid off half of the people who remained. We've never seen anything like that happen with Rec Room before, and it was a shock to see, but it did mean that for the first time in 7 years, we've actually had some transparency out of Rec Room Inc. They haven't made a penny of profit in the 9 years the game has been active. I was really shocked when I heard this, and I've ruminated on it for some time now. How can an unprofitable company have climbed the ranks in such a brutal and unforgiving sector of business? How did they get that valuation of $3.5 billion? But I realized those questions don't really matter. Or maybe they do, but they don't need answering right away. In the following weeks and months after the biggest layoff, they announced their plans to scale back developments on the game, focusing more on top creators in the UGC market as a whole, as well as their plans to end support for platforms such as the standalone launcher, the Quest Link version, and the psvr port of the game. That last point is what made me initially want to make a video about Rec Room again. At first I wanted it to be a scathing dressing down of the developers, chastising them for punishing legacy players and so on. Then I wanted to make a plea on behalf of those who played and loved the psvr port not to cut support, to find a way to make it work. But I realised both of those outlooks were fairly immature when I watched a video by my friend Brooch Crooch, who eloquently said,
"The only thing that I can hope for is that the resources the PSVR support was using up can be dedicated to something new, and hopefully, somewhere out there, no matter the headset, no matter the port of the game, another kid is making memories on their favorite hardware, grinding golden trophies, playing PvP maps, and having lunch in a park."
The Rec Room team, those who remain and those who fell victim to the cuts, have been through the ringer this year. And the team on the whole now seems more open to both change and transparency. The game still has all the systemic flaws it had when I made my last video, but now it looks like there's a path ahead to potentially fix those issues. One of the most common comparisons that people draw with Rec Room is Roblox, and it's no secret why. The business model of Rec Room has slowly changed to align itself more and more with that of Roblox, the economy, the UGC tidal wave, the studio app. And a couple of years ago, I discovered that one of Rec Room's major investors is also a large investor in Roblox. At the time, I just assumed Rec Room were complicit in these changes at the behest of their investors. I assumed they were making a ton of money and so they didn't care about the impact on players. They were being the money grubbers they were. But now I think I realise what the real issue is all along. Rec Room just might be the victims of this overexpansion and not the perpetrators. Rec Room's valuation has been a subject to my scrutiny in the past. I compared it to Valve's valuation. But rightfully so, I was corrected by Star Centurion that these comparisons were not fair. Valve will never ever sell, so they get undervalued by venture capitalists. That is true. So I spent some time thinking, and I realized something. Microsoft bought Mojang in 2014 for $2.5 billion. Now when adjusting for inflation, that results in a 2021 value of $2.86 billion. Meaning that Rec Room Inc. in 2021 was valued greater than Mojang in 2014. Just to illustrate how insane that is, in 2014 Minecraft was the most popular game on the planet, and being a Minecraft YouTuber was every kid's dream. In 2021, Rec Room videos rarely broke a couple 100,000 views. Its biggest claim to fame was being the biggest free-to-play VR game on every platform. Knowing that they are a struggling company, and always have been, we can now look at Rec Room's previous actions through a new lens. This is a company running entirely on fumes, paying their employees and their running costs with soft money, fueled in by corporate bigwigs, with the sole onus of returning that money being placed on their shoulders. But like I said before, Rec Room is not blameless in all the changes they've made, and all the underwhelming updates and the new Rec Room originals that just don't have the same magic as the old ones, and the unnecessary changes to the experience we were used to. But maybe, just this year, we should highlight some of the good things they did. They changed the Rumourverse door back to the Rec Center door. It's a small change, I know, but if you cared enough to complain like I did, you should care enough to be happy that it's back. The previously mentioned announcement that they're scaling back UGC focus to funnel resources into the big players. Long term, this is probably going to impact growth, but right now this feels good to curb the wave of slop. Scaling updates back to around once a month in recent months is good to ensure quality in the patches being shipped. Some old habits like ready fire aim are still sort of leaking through, but this is a good way for the team to focus on the effort they're putting into updates. Rec Room Original badges are a nice touch for flexing your quest ranks when you're not wearing S+, and they provide new interactions between players. Increasing the level cap, though it's annoying for us who used to be max level, adds back that feeling of achievement and replayability, especially in older players like myself. The seasonal rec center actually being in the rec center was a big one for me especially. The separate rooms in the previous years would just bug me, and I'd never actually go and look at the effort they put into the rooms. Now if you'll cast your mind back to the top of the video, I posed a question. What now? Well, Rec Room, I'll tell you what now. Cut the generative AI crap out of the game. I know what the stakeholders are saying, I know what the tech industry is saying, but the PR industry is speaking a different language. Generative AI is a dog whistle for the exact wrong kind of person you want on your platform. Antisocial, antagonistic douchebags. A generative AI robot buddy that helps you in quests not only feels like a pay-to-win crutch, but it also feels antithetical to the game's whole ethos. Making friends and having fun. Another change that needs to be made is bringing the weeklies back. Whether it's the old system or a new system, weeklies were a reason to come back to the game at least once a week. Whenever me and my friends would get onto grind weeklies on a Wednesday night, we'd stay on for hours afterwards playing stupid games or grinding quests or going around rec centers. They were removed due to a small percentage of players actually completing them, but there were actually two main causes for that. The game was marketed to very, very young children that were either incapable of completing the challenges or incapable of caring about the challenges. And the weeklies were often low quality skins or re-releases. The weekly challenge reward could be a skin, or it could be tokens, or it could be an exclusive colorway of an existing clothing item. People were getting bored of caution skins and rare items being re-released, when all you could do is just switch it up every week. A second season of Rec Royale would be a near guaranteed moneymaker. The seasons only have to be as regular as Chapter 1 of Fortnite, but live service makes money, and you could take time between seasons to craft the next one. It's been a long time ask of the community, and it will revive a dead game that's still open on your servers. Recently, information has leaked from a previous developer of Rec Room that stated that both a new weekly challenge system and a second season of Rec Royale were recently being developed before they cut back on all the people. So if there's a way to reignite those old projects, that would be incredible. That would be exactly what the people want, the people who will continue to come back and give you money. Not the little children who are going to steal their parents' credit card once, not the squeakers in the rec centers, not the mirror couples. The real players, the people who play the game. To Rec Room, the employees, and everyone who is affected by this year's struggle, I want to express my condolences. I've had a very public love-hate relationship with the game and the company over the past few years, but I genuinely want to express my sympathy to you all. I hope the game makes all the improvements necessary to become the titan of VR it was always meant to be. Here's to 2026.